Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for the brand new video, and today's video is a little bit similar to our last upload, if I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, with one eye on the future, one eye on the current team, making sure they're alright, and obviously the main priority right now is having good performances and keeping up the momentum and building a strong foundation as we head towards what's now just 7 frickin' days away, people. But aye, there is quite a lot to discuss from this 4-1 fantastic win over Ross County, so strap yourselves in. Well, let's get to it. And aye, there is going to be some similarities to the last upload, especially talking about the one eye on the future, especially when it comes to the one, the only Alex Lowry, who finally got his first start in the old SPFL. And how did he back up after the build-up, the flashes, the brilliance, the fan hype that's been around him now for what, 3-4 months? How did he back that up to finally being put under that pressure, especially after having a 5-year deal? Well, the kid went out there and won sponsors man of the match. That's the level of quality that we're talking about right here, people, that he's able to just do that. Because I'll be honest with you, I'd have been absolutely bricking myself when you're heralded as the next guy at a football club the size of Rangers, and you're hearing all this, because you'll hear it or you'll see it on social media and everything. He's a young lad, I'm sure he is, on Twitter and all that. You'll see the hype up and the write-ups that we've been given. We've been wanting and clamouring for this guy to start. So the fact that he's done that and then he's walked into the Rangers team wanting to take set pieces off Tavernier and Barisic, having a conversation saying, no, you Barisic, stay there, let me take this, and just walking into a Rangers team with a chest out, strolling about the park, trying to be the guy at the football club. It's absolutely sensational. And for me, I wouldn't even say he was at his best tonight. I didn't think he had a 10 out of 10 performance, but he was trying to have a 10 out of 10, if that makes sense. Like, even when his through balls or anything were getting cut out or his shots were getting blocked, he didn't start thinking, right, I'm going to maybe play it safe next time because the last couple of things I've tried, no worked out. No, he just seemed to forget, but it's like got a goldfish brain, people. He just got him it. One way thing never worked out. Next time he got it, he wasn't stressed, wasn't feeling the pressure. He was then trying to create again. And that's the best thing you can say about that lad. His mental strength matches his ability. And that right there is a sensational combo to have. And now that he's had that first start in the SPFL, I didn't think we should stop giving him starts now in the Scottish domestic competitions for a very, very long time. This could be the future. Now, this could be the very start of a very long and prosperous run. That would be lovely. I don't know if I said that word right. Didn't feel right coming out the tongue, but we move on, ladies and gentlemen, because it wasn't just Lowry had a very good game, and the longer you watch today's video, the more you'll hear that laddie's name. So if I've not mentioned anything yet, just stay tuned to the old video, because the way the game actually started was positive again. We made 7 changes. Now, I've seen a couple of people complaining with the likes of Ryan Kent, Tavernier, Goldson, Bassett, John Lundstrom all getting a start. This was a very, very strong team, and I think some people wanted a full rotation, putting a lot of the young laddies out, giving a lot of the young laddies a start. But for me, you've got to find that balance, and I'll give credit. I think Gio is finding that balance right now, because if the winter break has taught us anything, ladies and gentlemen, when our starters don't play, when they're given time off, they didn't come back as good as they actually were. So keeping them ticking along and giving them minutes is the best way to keep them match fit and sharp ahead of an unbelievable European final. So that's where I sit with that. I wasn't disappointed. It was kind of what I expected. The only one I was surprised to see actually start the game, if I'm honest, sorry, was Ryan Kent. I was expecting maybe a sakala out there or maybe a diallo, but again, I'm expecting to see them get intertwined throughout the rest of the season, and that's what we saw this afternoon. So, bright start from Rangers. It was just a matter of if, not when, which is lovely to say, especially against Ross County, who has haunted us this season. Now, the breakthrough finally came in the 13th minute of the game, but that's kind of bypassing 2 moments of quality where Scott Wright was very, very sharp, along with Joe Rebo. They combined once, which resulted in a shot just getting deflected just wide from Joe, but eventually, after some Ryan Kent brilliance down the left-hand side, he wins a corner kick. Up steps our man Barisic, who puts it right on the money, right in the noggin of big Connor Goldson, who I think Tom on the commentary and that was very harsh when they were actually breaking down this goal, saying this is actually gone a mile wide. I think this is actually planned in some tactics if you will, if you remember that from back in the day. The old tactics of the Rangers team, I think, was actually in play there, because it looks like a move, because you've got one man blocking, it gives Connor Goldson the run, and then you've got Scott Wright, if you go back and you watch the movement of the goal, who makes himself, he puts himself in that position to sweep it home. So I didn't think this is one of Connor Goldson's misses, because usually when Connor Goldson tries to hit anything on target, it's 658 yards over the bar. So I think this has to go down to some tactics ahead a corner, and it was well delivered. Good position by Scott Wright, good finish, and we are on our way. One goal up, just 13 minutes into the game, and it was good to see Scotty Wright, who again splits the fan base, and I'm one who, I've talked him up, I've backed him for a while. I think he's disappointed me in flashes this season, especially when I go back to the start of the season when Ryan Kent was injured. I was expecting Wright to really take off, but sometimes it takes a wee bit longer for people, and sometimes the penny never drops. I think the case is still out on Scott Wright, whether or not he does make that jump, but again, he's a good player when he's playing in Scottish football and he's given some time on the ball, and for me he was very, very direct. He deserved his goal, and he just kept on running until it started to run out of steam in the second half. Now I'm starting to laugh already there, and there might have been a slight cut, because what I remember next from the game of football was Connor Goldson just running down the right wingy, taking on defenders, beating them, and then crossing the ball 14 minutes into the game. It's no set piece or anything, this is just flow of the game stuff here. He's running down the right wing, beating folk, putting in a cross to Tavernier. That is our right centre back down the wing, crossing it into the 6-yard box for a right back, Tavernier, who's actually fouled here, and there may possibly be a penalty shout. Again, I'll need to see it again, but I just sat back and started to laugh at that, saying, aye, that's football heritage. But where that was a possible penalty, and again, you can let me know in the comment section if it was or not. 15 minutes later, we did go and get that iconic line penalty to Rangers after some wonderful stuff between the skipper, Tavernier, and of course our man Alex Lowry, who had a couple of through balls just intercepted, couple of shots just blocked, but this one right here is magic. And again, that's the mental strength. 30 minutes into the game, it's not quite panned out for him, but he's still trying these first touch, second touch, blah blah blah, giving it in behind the defence. And Tavernier 1-2, Lowry with a perfectly weighted pass to Tavernier, who gets absolutely wiped out. It is a stone wall penalty kick. Again, there'll be nobody complaining about this one. And then steps Tavernier, who makes no mistake about it. Again, he's just feeling and looking so confident right now. Again, the goalie dives the right way, but you talk about a perfect penalty when the goalie dives the right way and still can't get near it. It tells you everything you need to know about where his head is at and where his confidence level at. Wonderful goal from Tavernier, his 18th of the frickin' season, which was up to that point his 34th goal contribution of the season. He's a right back, baby. I don't know if many news outlets or anything has mentioned that in the last week or so, but he wasn't done yet. Although I do want to take a wee brief second to pause the video. That's his 18th goal of the season. There is 3 more games to go this season. He sits 1 goal behind Alfredo Morelos, who's already won the top goal scorer award and been handed that award. Going to be a wee bit awkward when Tavernier has to go up to Morelos and say, hey, give me that, once he bangs in a Harry next Wednesday. Can't help but laugh and imagine what Alfredo Morelos' face would be like when he has to take that mantle off and hand it over to Tavernier. I don't know if many of you have seen Ghosts, but when Odame Brown has to give that cheque to the charity, remember the $1 million? That's a very, very deep cut. Only about me and 3 people who's watching this video will get it. But you remember when she doesn't let go the cheque? Well, that's going to be Morelos when they try and take that top goal scorer award for him. All I can hope is they record it. And yes, that is a Ghost Patrick Swayze reference on the channel. You're welcome. It's late at night. I should wrap it up. If you haven't seen the movie, by the way, go watch it. It's brilliant. Lundstrom's in it. And then we go in at half-time, very, very comfortable, and all eyes were again on half-time about what substitutions we were going to make, and on comes Diallo again from half-time, which made me happy. Again, would have loved to have seen him start the last game at Ibrox, let him get that kind of experience or anything like that, but wasn't quite to be. But again, he still had his impact to come in the match, but he wasn't the only in it came on, and the other guy nearly stole the headlines right away after Leon Balogun came on wearing his Bagheera pyjamas, people, because he's just running by folks slamming them side by side, and you're thinking to yourself, rubbing the eyes, is that Magic Begera 2.0? And then you see the finishing / bad passing at the end of it, and you go, aye, unlucky. But amongst the highs and lows of Leon Balogun's run, he also hit the post in the 52nd minute with a powerful header that he was very, very unlucky with. And that's what's always interesting when you look at the Rangers defence. It mostly goes to Connor Goldson. But what's his batting average? 1 out of every 78 on target. When you look at Hollander and Balogun when they're fit enough to play, which is actually a massive problem at the football club, and it certainly will be next season when we've got Hollander, Balogun, and obviously Big Phil, John Souttar in the mixer. The thing about Connor Goldson is that he's always been there and reliable, but attacking Heaton-wise, there's no comparison. Speaking of no comparison, the referee just let the game kind of wither away a little bit. And listen, I wouldn't say we started the second half as well as we did the first half. And again, Balogun looked like he was trying to earn the right to play in the Europa League final. Rest him maybe, taking a wee bit off it, and Ross County started to get a wee bit nip on their heels. And honestly, there should have been 2 red cards, and I'm not wanting to be bitter here or turn this into a referee debate or anything, but I always tell you how I see it, and for me, this is absolutely pathetic for the referee. The first one is a crunching challenge from behind, where it's basically 2-footed, wraps his round. It's an absolute shocker right in the direction of the referee, gives a yellow card, and again, that's the same boy that always goes out and leaves one on a Rangers player and tries to get it. He does it every single game. How many yellow cards has he picked up against Rangers? Exactly about that. So that goes unpunished. And again, what we talk about, when hammer throwers are allowed to throw hammers, people, and they didn't get punished, they just get more encouragement. And then less than 5 minutes later, there's an even worse challenge, in my opinion, this time on Fashion Sakala, where it's again from behind, but it's on his ankle. It's a potential ankle breaker or that if you want, and it's a shocking one. But again, right in the line of the referee who gives a yellow card. It's absolutely pathetic. It was dummy spat out by the Ross County players who couldn't get near the boys, and unpunished and potentially dangerous stuff. I'm sure if we had the old VAR, like we will next season, there'd have been 2 red cards handed out there. So if you want to complain about Rangers getting a penalty, maybe pay attention to the fricking game, because they should have been playing against 9 men. And after that, we made a couple of other changes, bringing on the likes Stephen Davis and Scotty Arfield. And for me, where we made a lot of changes, we made kind of like 3 at one time and everything like that. In the last game versus Dundee United, we brought on the young laddies who were all energy, all go, with nothing to lose, and they were positive. And for me, it didn't negatively impact the flow of the game. When we brought on Arfield and Stephen Davis, and I'm not digging them out or anything, because you know I love my man Stephen Davis and everything like that, but they've probably got one eye on the Europa League finals. They didn't want to get hurt or anything like that, and that's what it felt like to me. When we didn't bring on the young laddies to run and keep the energy up, we just started to sit off, have more people just want to go through the emotions just to get to the end of the game, and that just gave Ross County enough to keep nipping in, winning the ball, starting to make it a little bit uncomfortable. And then Scott Wright ends up getting an assist to match his goal. Unfortunately, the assist was for Ross County, as he has a horrible touch, gives it straight to Ross County. It falls to the feet of Jordan White, who yet again scores versus Rangers. And yet again, for me, I think McGregor should do better here, but I am sick to death of seeing Jordan White playing like Hernan Crespo versus us. Can we stop it? It's irritating. And it just makes me sad. But now that it's 2-1, could this potentially have went another way? Could it have got ugly? Could we have done what we've done versus Ross County away and just chuck points out? I'm clearly over that 3-3 draw. I don't know if you can see it's no negatively affects me in every form in my life, but we didn't do that. And what's even better about this one, I tell you earlier on in the video that Tavernier wasn't finished at 34 goal contributions of the season. Nah, he wasn't finished in this game, because he goes ahead and delivers an assist, this time from a wonderful corner, drops it right on the noggin of Fashion Sakala, who gets his header on target, smile on the Nasha, 3-1 to Rangers, nerves calmed, and it's just about adding more into the game. And I thought Diallo really started to eat up the ground and eat up the defenders. Again, he's adjusted to the league now. He can handle the physicality. He almost relishes it in a way. He's no shell-shocked now about it or what's expected. He's getting stuck in himself. And he had a run in the 87th minute where he done the hard part, beat 2 defenders, and then he's in on the goalie. I think he just tries to put too much power on it, and it ends up hitting it wide / over. And you're thinking, Is that going to be his chance in the game? Well, it wasn't, ladies and gentlemen, because in the 90th, round about the 90th minute at least, Calvin Bassey just shoves the ball out the way like he's an empty plastic bag. Honestly, just go back and watch that goal. Bounced off him like he had flubber on the shoulder. It's never a foul. I know he flops through and he's like, Ray, shut up, it's never a foul. Calvin Bassey on the ball, head up, distribution, how's his end product? That's something that was questioned at the start of the season. Brilliant. He'd up, picks out Diallo at the back post, and he maybe scores his potentially last goal for Rangers the exact way he started his Rangers career, with a tap in at the back post versus Ross County. And aye, that's it. That's all I've got to say about the game of football. It was 4-1 to Rangers, and it was about as a walk in the park as it's made it probably sound in this video recap. Very, very impressed with the youngster. Like the shape in that as well. I think it's took Gio a bit of time to adjust and implement what he really wanted, but you can see it now with the terms of Lundstrom dropping in, Tavernier basically playing centre forward, which makes me positive for next season. But again, this season isn't done yet, people. We have a tricky game at Tynecastle, where again that's going to be important to get through that game injury free, but also more importantly keeping up the momentum. And then next week happens with the biggest game Scottish football seen for a very, very, very long time on Wednesday, and then another cup final, which looks to be Connor Goldson's last game. I don't know if you saw Connor Goldson's celebrations and wee moment he had with the fans at the end of the game, but aye, grown men were crying, and it was me. It looks as if Connor Goldson's time at Rangers is coming to the end. Again, I'm hoping that contract is put in front of him, but it doesn't look like anything's happened just yet. He's taken it all in. Looks like he had a wee moment at his last time at Ibrox. So again, when there is any other developments on that, I'll let you know right here on the channel. But for the game recap, eyes on the future, eyes on the weekend, and eyes on the Europa League final. That is us done and dusted with today's video. Now I hand it over to you. Who impressed you? What would you rate Alex Lowry's first start in the SPFL out of 10? That would be very interesting to see the variants on that. And until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, I've been CJ over 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.